Is the PlayStation VR2 dead? It's been just over a year since Sony's new PSVR2 headset released, and mine's been sitting here collecting dust for most of the year. In fact, interest in the PSVR2 is so low, this video likely won't get as many views. I did have a blast with it the first month or so. To be honest, the release lineup wasn't too bad. There were some decent titles that came out around the release window, and then there were also the free VR updates to Gran Turismo 7 and Resident Evil Village. Those two games are still two of the best PSVR2 experiences. Lots of people were complaining about the PSVR2's $550 price tag at launch, and really the unit just hasn't sold that well. By comparison, Meta's Quest 2 and Quest 3 outsold PSVR2 by 14 times. Now these numbers are of course just from Amazon's US website, since Sony doesn't release the official numbers, but this looks really bad. At least Sony did have a hardware success in the PlayStation Portal, which no one really saw coming. The PS5 Portal was one of the best-selling devices last year, and it's still hard to find that thing in stock. I think Sony just completely misunderstood the audience that's willing to play virtual reality. Most PS5 and console gamers don't care about VR, it seems, and the audience that does care, well, they perhaps don't have a PS5 console, which you do need to use a PSVR2 headset. The Meta Quest 2 and 3, well, those are standalone headsets. You don't need any console or a PC to use them. So the true cost of PSVR2 is really over $1,000 if you include the PS5 console. That might seem steep, but then there's also Apple's Vision Pro, which costs a whopping $3,500. The Vision Pro is also a standalone headset at that price. So if people are willing to pay $3,500 for Apple's Vision Pro, why are gamers not willing to shell out an additional $550 for the PSVR2? I think the PSVR2 is one of the best gaming headsets out there, but strictly it's only for gaming and its compatibility is mainly restricted to PS5. Another problem with the PSVR2, and this is perhaps the biggest problem, the games. For this thing to succeed, it needs great games. While we had a decent library to kick off the new headset, since then it's been pretty blah, pretty quiet. It almost seems like Sony just ditched the headset. Until, of course, we did get a glimpse of hope a few weeks ago with some new game announcements. The most interesting of the bunch is Metro Awakening. It's a first-person horror shooter, a story-based adventure from the Metro series. The game does look amazing. Now, if they can execute the gameplay, the controls, then yeah, this is going to be a good game. It comes out this year, 2024, but there's no exact release date yet. There was also the announcement of Legendary Tales coming to PSVR2. This game's a RPG. It's already on Steam and PC. This game's got really good reviews, mostly 9 out of 10. Legendary Tales has a social multiplayer aspect as well, which is great for games. I personally haven't played it, but reading the reviews, seeing the footage, this does look really good. Now, it should have just been released at the same time on the PSVR2 as the PC, but I guess it's coming later. Once it does come out, I really hope there's a cross-platform play between PC and PS5, since there's already a game player base on the PC. So Metro Awakening and Legendary Tales were the two big announcements. Another big announcement is now there seems to be some official commitment from PlayStation on letting you use your PSVR2 headset on PC with PC games. That right there might be huge. This PC support should be available this year as well, 2024, but there's no exact release date yet. A few other VR games were announced for PS5. The Wizards Dark Times Brotherhood, which is available now, but it's been getting mixed reviews, so perhaps not that great of a game. The one I'm really looking forward to is Wanderer, the Fragment of Gate. It comes out on PSVR2 June 27th. This is an action-adventure and a remake of the original Wanderer. The original one was a great game, so hopefully this remake is just as good or even better. Little Cities Bigger is coming to PSVR2 on March 12th. Zombie Army VR is also coming to PSVR sometime in 2024. And then there's Soul Covenant also coming in 2024. So overall, these new announcements might help the PSVR2 sell more units, but is it gonna be enough? I personally don't think it is. For that, they might want to consider a price drop and perhaps work on some more VR experiences that go hand in hand with some big AAA games. Gran Turismo 7 and Resident Evil are great examples of where they did that well. Let me know in the comments below, is PSVR 2 dead, or do you think it's still got some life in it and will be revived this year or next?